WWE titles are truly majestic, their designs are unique, and they're really incredible. They have left an important mark. Over time, and as we've grown, the titles have been changing, almost at the same time as we've been getting bigger and bigger. But have you ever wondered who actually makes these belts and how exactly they're made? Behind the glamour of perfection, there's a little-known craft and industry. In this video, we'll see how WWE belts or titles are made. First of all, we should ask ourselves, why belts and not rings or trophies? To find this answer, I had to watch the video from the English channel Wrestling Mafia, which explains this question. And that's because championship belts have a rich history of more than 200 years. And actually, they didn't start in wrestling, but in boxing at the beginning of the 19th century. It all started in the year 1810 when the British boxer Tom Creep defeated the American Tom Molino in a grueling 35-round fight. As a reward, King George III presented Creep with what historians considered to be the first championship belt. Legend has it that it was made of lion skin decorated with silver claws. When professional wrestling emerged as a competitive sport in the late 19th century, it borrowed many things from boxing, including the belts. The first recognized wrestling championship was created in 1905 with George Hacken Smith as the first world champion. Heavyweight. Yes, that's true, the titles have changed over time. The first WWE belts were simple, basic leather straps with small metal plates. During Bruno Sammartino's legendary 7-year reign in the 1960s, the design was simple, with only the shape of the United States on the leather. As wrestling transformed from a sport to entertainment with larger-than-life characters, the belts evolved. The 1980s brought the iconic Winged Eagle belt. During the Golden Era, the 90s and early 2000s gave us the Big Gold belt, a title that originally didn't come from WWE, but from the National Wrestling Alliance and World Championship Wrestling companies. That title included 24-karat gold, silver, diamonds, and also rubies. And later we would have the spinner belt, which reflected the era of ruthless aggression. Some wrestlers even got custom belts that reflected their unique personalities, like Stone Cold's Smoking Skull belt. The custom side plates introduced by The Rock in 2013 and Bray Wyatt's creepy custom Universal Championship with his face. Manufacturing the creation of WWE Championship belts is more like making fine jewelry than standard manufacturing. It's a detailed art form mastered by only a handful of craftsmen. In the United States, Dave Milliken is one of the main belt makers for WWE today. Having learned from Reggie Parks, a former wrestler and master belt maker who created the iconic Winged Eagle belt. Currently, there are replicas of the replicas. For example, the official and exclusive belts are sold as products on W Shop. However, Pakistani craftsmen have started making their own replicas, which are sold at a much lower price. While the quality may vary, it doesn't mean that it's entirely bad. For example, a Pakistani degree might cost you $120 or even $800 for a very good replica, but a really good replica. A belt generally has several main components: the leather strap, a central plate with the company's logo and the name of the title, and 2 or 4 side plates. If we go straight to design, WWE works with the manufacturer on belt sketches and concepts. The artist starts by sculpting soft clay by hand into a highly detailed 3D mold for each plate. Plaster forms a mold around the clay, creating a negative impression. This plaster negative is used to make a soft metal model, which is typically aluminum. This refined model becomes the template for the final mold used to cast the actual plates. The plates are typically cast from molten tin, then the freshly cast plates have rough edges and surface details. Belt makers spend hours refining each plate by hand with files, chisels, and specialized tools to sharpen the details and smooth out imperfections. The pieces, separated for very small or sharp details, are crafted and attached to the main plate. The plates undergo thorough cleaning and polishing. Continuing in the process, electroplating is used to slowly deposit a perfect layer of precious metal, usually gold or silver, onto the tin surface. For belts with multiple tones, the different sections are covered during separate electroplating stages. Then decorative elements are added, such as engraving, which uses chemicals to create more textured areas. Enamel paint is applied and baked for a durable and colorful finish. The most striking and likely most time-consuming decoration is adding gems, crystals set into molded cavities. WWE cares a lot about this, since the most valuable championships can have precious and extremely expensive stones. Regarding the leather strap and assembly, the manufacturer traces the shape of the belt on high-quality leather and cuts it. The leather is waxed, polished, and typically dyed black, although some for the Universal Championship used red. An inner lining of spandex or felt is added for extra comfort, and these layers are sewn together. The metal plates are attached to the leather with thick thread for leather work or industrial strength adhesive. Then the closing mechanism is added, which can be buckles or snap hooks. High quality vinyl is also added to finish the outer edges. And finally, the manufacturer marks the inside with the WWE logo and their own badge. Before packing, there's an unusual fact that few people know. Did you know that there are multiple copies of each design of every belt? And that's because WWE creates premium belts specifically designed to look perfect on television under bright lights. Champions also receive separate travel belts to take with them to events and signings. So the titles we see at live events, non-televised shows, or autograph signings are not the same titles we see on television. The entire process of creating a championship belt takes weeks or even months. It's not for nothing. Every time the spinner replica sells out at W Shop, it takes a long time to restock. A typical WWE Championship belt costs $10,000 to $40,000 to produce due to the high quality materials, precious metals, and the hundreds of hours of specialized craftsmanship. We're clearly discussing the actual titles created for the champions. Since an official replica from W Shop can cost $400 to $3,000. So every time you see a title on screen or for sale at W Shop, you should know that it took a lot of time to perfect that work. And behind them, there's a large number of workers who gave their best so that the finish would look truly beautiful.